Please move up in front. It's going to be a more immersive, a more fun experience, and you'll definitely be able to be more connected to the speakers here. Please move up in front, everyone. Let's stay. I hope everybody had a hearty lunch. And could we please have a round of applause for two groups of people? One for all the people on stage that are going to present for us. And one for all of us for having made it so far through some very interesting conversations, through some amazing insights, and through many, many, many wonderful things that we got to hear from people and that we got to enrich ourselves with. Let's have a round of applause for all of us for being here, really. Day 2 after lunch. Not the easiest session, but I promise you this is going to be a lot of fun because this is going to give us a different perspectives. All the people on stage here are people that represent different private sector organizations that are either facilitators or stakeholders in the investment arena. So we're going to hear from them today about projects that are investment ready or nearly investment ready and exactly how we can partake in the investment that needs to come into the country. So, on that note, I'd first like to call from the Investment Board of Nepal, Mr. Akshit Rajpaudel, Mr. Pramod Lekhak and Mr. Vivek Gupta. Their presentation is entitled Nepal's Investment Terrain, Navigating Through IBN's Project Timeline. Can we have a round of applause for all of them, please?
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and namaste. It fills me with great pride to stand here today and share insights into Nepal investment terrain navigating through IBN's project pipeline. Nepal, as we all know, is the country with a booming market of almost 30 million people. We have always taken pride in our majestic landscape, rich cultural heritage, warm people, great climate, and being a country rich in natural resources makes Nepal a priority investment destination in energy as well as travel and tourism sector. Situated between two emerging economies of the world, India and China, we believe Nepal has a unique advantage of being land-linked country rather than being termed as landlocked country. Nepal has open and easy access to market about 2.8 billion people in its neighboring countries. Now let me brief you all about Investment Board Nepal. Investment Board Nepal was established in 2011 to fast-track mega investment projects in Nepal. IBN is high-level government agency chaired by Right Honorable Prime Minister with some key ministries and head of government agencies as members of the board. There is also representation from private sector on the board. CEO is a member secretary of the board and head of IBN Secretariat. Along with the investment promotion, Investment Board is currently working to fast-track mega investment in infrastructure projects, to fine-tune investment-related policies, identify and mobilize credible and bankable projects, facilitate and provide efficient investor services through fast-tracking mechanism. The Public-Private Partnership Act 2019 and Regulation 2020 has mandated IBN to manage and develop public-private partnership projects and facilitate private investment projects. As per the Act, IBN provides FDI approval and manages project with threshold of investment size more than 6 billion Nepalese rupees, both private and PPP projects. FDI approval for all the projects with investment size less than that of the threshold is facilitated by Department of Industry, Ministry of Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, with a vision to develop Nepal as an attractive investment destination and mission to accelerate investment through transformative infrastructure, IBN has formulated its 5-year strategic plan focusing on these 5 goals. As the Investment Board, Nepal realizes the necessity for ready-to-go project from its past experiences. It was very necessary to establish project bank with a comprehensive project notes, feasibility study, detailed project reports to appeal to potential investors. Understanding the investors' expectation, IBN has established IBN Project Bank. This is the depository of credible and bankable projects for PPP and private investment. These projects are selected through predetermined, structured, systematic, and transparent process for identification, selection, ranking, and prioritization of projects. Based on the project bank principle, Nepal was able to position itself as a prime investment hub, spotlighting 154 projects spanning energy, ICT, tourism, and infrastructure during recent investment summit of 2024. Now classifying these projects into various sectors, energy sector boasts 41 projects. As we can see, manufacturing, we have 6 projects, tourism, 22 projects, and mines and minerals, 14, among others. All of these projects are in different stages of study level. Among them, in IBN's purview, there are 70 projects that are in ideation stage, while 2 projects are in market sounding stage. So these are the list of the projects that are in ideation stage and the market sounding stage. So Khaftar Integrated Tourism Project and development of Nijgar International Airport, that second international airport, is in the market sounding stage. And there are a few projects regarding projects like compressed biogas, Badimalika tourism, electric rapid bus transit system, Chitwan Rampur Hetauda expressway. All these projects are in the ideation stage that falls under the purview of IBN. Likewise, there are 4 projects in energy sector and 8 projects in multiple sector other than energy that falls under the purview of IBN. We have initiated expression of interest on these projects. For further details, please visit our official IBN website and our stall right outside. Feel free to express your interest because we still have not closed the EOI timeline, so it's still on. And garner information on the projects that you are interested in. We are dedicated to providing comprehensive assistance throughout all the process. On this note, I would like to end my part of presentation and would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Pramod Lekhak, to provide an overview on energy sector project. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshay sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pramod Lekhak, Hyderabad consultant representing Investment Board Nepal. So I'm here to present 4 energy projects that are being called for EY by Investment Board Nepal. In Investment Summit, there were a total of 19 projects that were called for EY, and out of 19, 12 projects were showcased by Investment Board. So out of 12 projects, 4 projects fall under the hydropower sector. So these four projects are Kaligandigi 2 hydropower projects, Naumore multipurpose projects, and Khimti Those Sivale storage hydropower projects, and Barbung storage hydropower projects. So first one is Naumore multipurpose project, which is of total of 281.04 megawatt. It comprises of 3 hydropower projects and 1 irrigation component it has got. So 3 out of 3 Naumore is the major hydropower component, which is of 218.34 megawatt, followed by the Alamatal 8 megawatt, which generates electricity using the re-regulatory structure of the Naumore scheme. And then we have Surni Nakha 54.7 megawatt. This Surni Nakha is the portion where the water will be used for the irrigation purpose. So just before the irrigation gets dispatched, it will use the water potential to harness that 54.7 megawatt, which will flow through the 10 kilometer about 10 kilometer tunnel from Lamatal scheme. So total energy from the whole total projects is 1275.71 gigawatt hour. As of which weight energy is 781.28 gigawatt hour, and dry energy is 494.43 gigawatt hour. So it is proposed to be built on public-private model using the appropriate PPP models. So I would like to say some financial indicator of this project. So project IRR is 9.49%, economic IRR is 10.446. So total project estimated cost is 125,564.43 million USD, Nepalese rupees, which is equivalent to 1,778.73 million USD. So this project is study of this project is being completed. So right now, the study of this project is being done by the DOED, Department of Department of Electricity Development, and right now pre-construction activities of this project is going on, which is being done by the DOED itself. Second one is Barbung storage hydropower projects, which falls into Dolpa districts. This project is a high altitude project and uses the hydropower potential of Barbung river, and it has a total energy of 943.9 gigawatt hour, weight energy of 744.17 gigawatt hour, dry energy of 444.73 gigawatt hour. All the projects that we have called for EIA will use the project implementation modality of PPP, and its financial indicator is its project cost is about 540.68 million USD. FIRR for option 2 is 10.5. As the study of this project is not complete yet, so it's just this FIR and all financial indicators are from the preliminary study done. So its final report will be available. Feasibility study of this project will be available by July 2024. Then only we can finally say the final project cost and all other financial indicator of the projects. Same as the EI will be completed on July 24. So we have called for EI of this project also. Then we have Kaligandigi 2 storage projects, which is of 650 megawatt, which falls in the Sangja Palpa Tano district, which is nearby the Narayangad Bazar, about 25 kilometer upstream of Narayangad. So it has a total energy of 3294.62 gigawatt hour, weight energy of 2112.51 gigawatt hour, dry energy of 1172.11 gigawatt hour. Financial indicator. So this project is yet to be completed, same as that of Barbung, and but preliminary study has shown that it will have a estimated project cost of about 1,233 million USD, and project IRR will be around 9.70%. And then same as its project implementation timeline is as feasibility study will be completed in April 2025, about 1 year from today, and then EIA will be completed in the same timeline. And then we have last one is Khimti Those Sivale Storage Hydropower Project, which is of 1216 megawatt. It falls in Dolkha and Ramechar River, just upstream of the Khimti hydropower project, which is in existence, one of the first PPP project that Nepal has implemented. So total energy of this project is 1411.35 gigawatt hour. Wet energy is 83.48 gigawatt hour. Dry energy is around 27.87 gigawatt hour. So financial indicator is in preliminary stage, so we don't have much financial indicator, but whatever is that, from the preliminary investigation, preliminary study, we have found out that it will be around 2,180.36 million USD will be the project cost, and payback period will be about 19.31 years, and economical IRR is projected to be about 12.15%. And then also its feasibility study is expected to be completed by September 2024, same as EIA. And all these projects are showcased, called for UI during the investment summit. So we have all the needed UI documents and other things related to these projects in our website. Please visit the website and feel free to contact us for any queries. Thank you. So I would like to welcome Mr. Vivek Gupta. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Pramodji. I hope we still got some energy left, because we are all looking into a lot of numbers and projects right now, right? So my colleague presented on some of the energy projects, and I will be presenting 8 of non-energy projects. So getting into the non-energy paradigm, we have tourism projects, transportation projects, and many more. So I will just let you delve into the details of the financial terms and all. I would not like to engage in those terms, but I will just run down the project concepts and what we intend to do. So the first one is Pokhara International Convention and Exhibition Center in Pokhara. So it represents a modern state-of-the-art international convention center in Pokhara. So we need more of these conferences being held in Kathmandu, something we can do in Pokhara as well. So, So it's a total cost of 371 billion Nepali rupees, and you can see the proposed model to be built is built, own, operate, and transfer. At IBN, all the projects that we have called for EOI are to be developed in public-private partnership. The next one is Janaki Heritage Hotel and Cultural Village project. So the concept is to utilize, our cultural heritage part of Janakpur. As we all know, we know Janakpur as the city where Lord Ram and Sita were married, right? So we want to engage that part and develop a destination wedding hotel with all the facilities that can attract tourists, not just from Nepal, but also India as well. So these are some financial terms. It's around 2.5 billion Nepali rupees, the total investment cost. And the projection shows a very promising actually return on this project as well. The next one, there are 2 other projects in the health sector. So it's not just health, but it's health tourism that we are trying to capture. So the Dhulikhel Medicity project, it's a modern hospital offering a wide spectrum of healthcare services and facilities. So it will have 300-bed teaching hospital, integrative medical system, and geriatric health services and care for senior citizens, and wellness resort. These all 4 components will be developed in different phases, so that it will get the revenue component can be up and running as we develop the first phase of the project. So the total cost is estimated to be about 11 billion Nepali rupees, and the benefit cost ratio, as you can see, it's above 5 with payback period of 11 years. Some quite impressive numbers. The another one is Gautam Buddha Maternity Hospital. Again, the target is medical tourism focused on maternity care services and all the services required around maternity services as well. So total cost is estimated to be around 3.6 billion Nepali rupees, and the payback period is around 12 years. You can see the benefit cost ratio is about 1.5. The other project is a Sudur Paschim public transport project. So the idea is to modernize the transportation facilities in the Sudur Paschim province. So we have conducted a pre-feasibility study which has actually come up with 9 different routes, short, medium and long routes. Some are new routes connecting Dhangadi airport to the nearest city and bus terminals. The project itself includes 172 buses to be injected in the current system that will cater the services of public transportation for next 5 years. There will be additional 47 bus stops and 5 bus terminals to be developed. They will serve as a revenue component to the project as well. The total estimated cost is around 31 billion Nepali rupees and benefit cost ratio of 2.25. Although, because it's again public transportation system and nowhere in the world it can operate on its own, so a scenario for a government subsidy required is also proposed, so we can actually negotiate on that, how we can get government support and involvement in the project to make it profitable for the private sector. The other is Chandragiri Chitlang Palung Chitwan Expressway project. The idea is to connect Kathmandu Valley to the nearest town, Chitwan, within 1 hour of travel time and within 100 kilometers of road length. So the proposed route covers 96.5 kilometers of road with a travel time of approximately 57 minutes. So the vehicles will travel at the speed of 80 to 120 kilometers per hour. So it has the four-lane expressway. It will have tunnels, roughly 30 kilometers of tunnels, and roughly it's about 10 kilometers of high bridges. So it's trying to connect as straight as we can go. The total project cost is around 221 billion Nepali rupees and benefit cost ratio 1.3, and for the economic term it has a very good economic return as well, which we can work on. The proposed model for this within the PPP is hybrid annuity model, where the government will have some stake in development and will be involved somewhere to actually guarantee the return of the project for the investor as well. The other one is an urban infrastructure project. It's a Babur Mahal Administrative Plaza, where an 18-story building will provide a high-end service to the public. It will incorporate the existing government offices and also allow the private sector to rent out the remaining floors to get the required revenue. So it has around 91,000 square kilometers of built-up area. In terms of its financial, the financial IRR is around 14.37% and estimated cost for the development 10.2 billion Nepali rupees. So the proposed model is again built, operate and transfer under PPP. The next one is an industrial park project, the Daiji Industrial Park project in Sudur Paschim province, and it covers an area of around 240 hectares. And the total project cost for its development is around 9 billion Nepali rupees. And the idea is to develop 100 plots of land for different industries, especially based for the agro-based industries, mineral-based industries, and electrical and electronic industries in the industrial district itself. So in terms of the returns, the IRR seems a bit promising, yes, around 13%. And the benefit cost ratio of 1.3, roughly 1.3. And the proposed design operation model would be design, build, own, operate, and transfer. So these are all the projects from the IVN. As my colleague already mentioned, the EOI for the projects are all up and running. We still have got roughly 2 weeks time for the end of the EOI time. For the non-energy projects, the deadline is for 2nd June, And for the hydropower projects, it's 12th June. So if you are interested, or if any of your colleagues in your network are interested, please let them know. And you can visit our website or the website of the investment summit itself, investinnepal.gov.np, and you can get all the required information. And if you have any queries or any issues, you can reach out to us at IVN as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that presentation from the Investment Board of Nepal. I'd now like to request Mr. Gokarna Rajavasti from the FNCCI for his presentation. So, can we have a round of applause for him, please?
Thank you, distinguished guest, panelists. Good afternoon. So I'll not be presenting any project here, but rather I'll be presenting the country and the specific sectors where we can think of investing because of two reasons. Because I got this information yesterday itself, so I didn't get time. But if you are interested, our website, you can visit our website where we have a few projects which are ready to invest, ready to go projects. And first of all, I would like to thank organizers for giving me this opportunity to be present here and speak about investment opportunities in Nepal. When we speak about Nepal, we think that Nepal is a small country. That is because we are between India and China. Otherwise, we are not a small market. We are 49th largest country in terms of population. And in last 25 years, around 4.5 million people uplifted from below poverty line, thanks to remittances. And it shows that there is a huge market and they are ready to consume. That is why the majority of multinational companies operating in Nepal are in profit. And they are planning to reinvest, and we have requested government of Nepal to provide sort of facility to the investors who want to reinvest their profit in Nepal. If they don't want to repatriate that money, we should capitalize that, and we should give some sort of incentive to the multinational companies. And if I'm talking about the multinational companies which are in profit, the Nepali participants, you can think about, Unilever, Dabur, Encel, Standard Chartered Bank, and they're doing good. But despite that, new investment is not coming in few sectors. I'll also talk about that, why new investment is not coming in the particular sector, except from hydroelectricity and some other sectors. But the environment is better, and investment opportunities are growing in Nepal. FNCCI is also Employers Council, and we are the only Employers Council in Nepal, and we represent all the employers. And I can say that in last 5 years, the complaints related to labor issues has been dropped. And in a year, we receive 5-6 sort of complaint related to the labor dispute and so on and so forth. And it was the big issue 10 years ago. And now things are getting in. And another sector is we are getting duty-free market access in most of the developed countries. And with India, we have exclusive, non-reciprocal bilateral treaty. And there is a chance that we will lose the duty-free market access after 2026 because we are graduating from least developed countries category in 2026. But the WTO's 13th ministerial meeting has given 3 years grace period, and it will last until 2029. And in the meantime, we have been requesting government, and we are also trying from our level best to secure the duty-free market access in Europe. If not, we have everything but arms facility. Then we can think about GSP+. But there is a problem in GSP+ also. We have to ratify a few conventions, and as far as our study, it is seen that it will create some sort of problem in the labor relations in Nepal. So we have already sent a letter to the government that we need to be very cautious about that. So if not, then what would be the scenario? We can think about bilateral trade and investment agreement with the developed countries. And we have a set example that India has provided duty-free access to the most of the Nepalese products. Some of the products like cosmetics, alcohol, cigarettes, and some of other products, we don't get duty-free access. Otherwise, most of the Nepalese products enter into Indian market without paying any duty. So that is the set example, and we can negotiate with the other countries like China, European Union, and other countries for duty-free market access also. So that is why also. So it means that you can produce in Nepal and you can export to the world. That is the opportunity that we have in Nepal. Another sector is, another market is the Gulf countries, GCC. So we have around 10 to 15 flights daily from Nepal to the different GCC countries. And there is a huge demand of agriculture products. So we have requested government of Nepal to provide some sort of support to the producers and the traders who wants to export their product to the Gulf countries. And there is a potential for exporting bottled water to the GCC, and we have requested to provide at least, there is a provision for if you establish cement factory, for instance, the government provides electricity and road access. So we have requested if any other investment that has a potential to export, government should provide that facility to other investors also. So hopefully the government will announce something in upcoming budget. Along with export of goods, we should also think about exporting services also. Last year, around 70 billion worth of ICT service exported from Nepal. And hydropower, I think the colleagues from IBN have already presented, and there is a potential in hydropower. I don't think I need to explain and further about hydropower. And the cement is also started exporting. And the good thing about the reform that we have been talking about is the government has amended 8 acts just before Investment Summit 2024. And the cabinet has also passed bilateral investment framework agreement. And personally, I was involved in various meetings with government for those 2 documents from giving advice from the private sector. So if there are no frequent changes to the policy, I believe we will be able to attract more foreign investment to the country. And another good thing about Nepal is now the foreign exchange reserves that we have at present are sufficient to cover 12 months import. We now have to focus on how we can create and increase demand in the market. The world outside is a huge market waiting for us. We need to grab this opportunity. Now I'll briefly talk about FNCCI and then I'll conclude my presentation. As I mentioned earlier, FNCCI is the largest private sector body and probably we are the largest network after Government of Nepal. Our presence is across the country and there are 123 commodity associations, 121 district and municipality chambers, 2,000 big corporate houses and 20 binational associations are associated with FNCCI. So directly and indirectly, our membership base is 600,000 businesses across the country. We work closely with our stakeholders for trade and investment promotion. FNCCI organized 3 business and investment summit in India, China, Dubai, respectively in last year only. That is our effort to attract foreign investment and increase trade. We are open to organize such event with other countries, particularly in Europe, since it is a Nepal-EU-Europe Business Forum. So I would like to request the participants from Europe, if you are interested, we are ready to come to your country and we would like to welcome you in Nepal for such events. We at FNCCI also have an FDI help desk at our secretariat. The help desk was established to provide assistance to foreign investors. If any investor requires any help regarding any investment policy or procedure, please feel free to contact us, approach to us. Our website is fncci.org, and we will be happy to assist you. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mr. Avasthi, for that detailed report on FNCCI. I'm sure a lot of people are interested and will definitely get in touch. I would now like to invite Mr. Ghanshyam Ojha from the CNI, Chamber of Nepalese Industries, for his presentation. Over to you, sir. Could we have a round of applause to welcome him on stage, please?
Thank you, distinguished gathering. Colleagues in the panel. First of all, thank you so much for providing this opportunity. I represent CNI, Confederation of Nepalese Industries. I am the Director General at CNI. We are here not to pitch the projects. The projects have already been pitched by colleagues at IBM. I'm here to pitch the agency for collaboration partnership to do the projects that our colleagues have presented. So I would request my presentations to be displayed. Okay. Okay, so very briefly, because I'm mindful about the time, I will run you through the organization, through these presentations. FNCCI was established in 2002. It's a professionally led apex body of the industrial community of Nepal, leading role in making the industrial sector vibrant, resilient, and focusing on the manufacturing and service sector. We basically focus on manufacturing and service sector. The industries that are within the CNI, they contribute around 60 to 70% in total revenue collection from for the government. Sorry. Oh. Okay. So we provide employment 130,000 plus. We have agencies here within center 330 plus. Our networks across the country 7,000 plus. And we are present in 7 provinces. We have 26 professionals at Secretariat. We have 26 people in the Secretariat. So this is the structure, CNI structure. We have general body. Then general body consists of all the members across the country. Then we have National Council. National Council is elected body by the general body. Then we have governing council and office bearers, and secretariat supports works across all these bodies. The objective, as I've already mentioned, that primarily economic growth, industrialization, manufacturing and service. We don't work on trade. We work on manufacturing and services, entrepreneurial development, participation of private sector in growth, member service, provide meaningful policy inputs because we work with government agencies, governments to lobby policy bottlenecks, develop CNI as a think tank. So what CNI does, I have already mentioned that it works on investment, export, promotion, a clear voice of the industrial and economic community of Nepal, promotes private sector and safeguards their rights, creates an environment for industrialization, then provides constructive feedback, and it provides platform to promote entrepreneurship. Impactful intervention, what we've been doing till now, we provide formal budget suggestions. We collect these suggestions from different agencies within the country, from provinces, districts, different agencies, and then we collect them and formally provide it to the government. We provide similar suggestions on monetary policy. We conduct Paricharcha, so basically we discuss issues if any industries are facing. We organize programs such as budget watch and policy discourse, where these are pre-budget sessions where we provide inputs on behalf of industries to the government. Then we engage parliamentarians and political parties on policy discourse. Some of the activities, flagship programs that we have been doing, Nepal Infrastructure Summit that we do every 2 years. Then Make in Nepal Swadeshi Summit. We organize Startup Fest, similarly Women Leadership Summit. So these are the major events that we organize in Nepal. So these are national collaborations. Almost all the agencies that we collaborate with. These are international collaborations. Next. We engage with almost all development partners on issue-specific, such as EU, UNDP, USAID, GIZ, World Bank. We organize events and we work together to kind of create pressure on policy discourse. So Make in Nepal Swadeshi campaign, so these are some of the highlights that we did on Make in Nepal Swadeshi campaign. Next, research cell. We have a very strong research cell. The research cell, these are publications that we do every month within CNI. The research cell works on these publications, and we publishes these such as industry status report, Nepal economy insights, economic profile, smooth transition strategy to LDC on LDC graduation. So these are some of the important publications that we've been doing. So legal reforms. So these are some of the legal reforms that we have been doing: anticipatory bail, industrialization, investment, taxation, Security of Payment Act. So on these legal reforms, what we do, we engage legal experts. Then we engage the agencies that they are working on these issues. And then we lobby parliamentarians, political parties, and the government. So these are some of the major legal reforms that we have been taking forward. Priority areas to reboot economy, financing, industry, tourism, IT, energy, infrastructure. These are the same sector that folks have already made presentations on. So these are the committees, councils, and forum. Next. So this is the CNI OB. So this kind of board, you would say. So we have president, vice presidents, and this is how OB member, this is how it functions. This is the secretariat. We are 25 people in the 26 people in the secretariat. Next. Thank you so much. I hope I was within the time limit. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that detailed report. I would now like to request Mr. Ugyen Wangchuk from Karuna Weaving Facility for his presentation. Let's have a round of applause for him, please.
Thank you so much. My presentation is going to be quite a bit different. It's not going to be so much focused on numbers and returns, but on basic common sense, I think, and some ethics. So if you can show the first slide. So the cover slide, please, the Karuna facility. Oh, it's just the one before. Oh, so I can use this. I'm not using common sense. So Karuna Universal Weaving Facility basically is an accessible carpet weaving facility. Before actually I begin my presentation, I want to actually bring attention to our team here. If you can please raise your hands. Co-founder Sangeeta ji, Arman, our project associate, Sunita ji, our weaver at Karuna, and Sandesh ji. Thank you. Thank you for coming along. Really appreciate it. We are here to showcase this weaving facility and to talk about this concept, what it means to have a universal workplace. So this line basically captures the gist of what we are trying to do. We are trying to transform livelihoods through accessibility. It's a bunch of simple words, but it's about huge impact. How is it about huge impact? Every product, every carpet that you purchase that's woven at this facility is made by someone with a disability. Someone who up until then didn't have a job. Someone who up until then couldn't go to a workplace without having to be stuck at the steps because it's not wheelchair accessible, because there is no wheelchair lift, because it is not wheelchair friendly, because of a myriad of reasons why they couldn't work there. Karuna is about transforming livelihoods through accessibility. So I don't have to tell many people this. The situation of people with disabilities in Nepal is very, very poor. It's already poor for people who don't have disabilities. I mean, many of you may have been on a pavement and you're walking down the road and suddenly there's no pavement. Now you have to walk next to cars, right? Now imagine if you're on a wheelchair, you literally cannot get anywhere without actually worrying about how to get somewhere. There's no public transportation for people on wheelchairs, right? So infrastructure is a huge issue. Secondly, societal views. People are limited in their career development. Our co-founder here, Sangeeta ji, she can talk about how many challenges she faced as someone who's highly educated, someone whose skills can bring her to the next level, but was not allowed because of her disability. Cultural views. In Nepal, it's a beautiful country. It's just a mix of cultures. But in a lot of these cultures, sometimes there's terrible traditions. People with disabilities are seen as cursed. People with disabilities are told, you must have done something in a past life that you have a disability now, that you can't speak, that you can't see. You must have done some bad things. Imagine how it feels if you are someone with a disability who was told that. Finally, the most important thing, financial difficulties, right? If you cannot earn your own living, how can you live a dignified life? If the people of a country cannot live a dignified life by earning their own living, how can they be proud of their country? These are some very basic things. Again, it's common sense. So I want to talk about this initiative, the Karuna Universal Weaving Facility, and how it came about. Sangeeta ji over there, she's so humble, but she's so full of passion. She has this amazing organization called EPSA Nepal that rehabilitate and provide support for women with disabilities. They get them to knit products. They get them to make bags, purses, and all kinds of interesting felt products and export them. And who do they employ? They employ people with disabilities, people who earn their own living. And do you know what the first thing they do when people with disabilities earn their first paycheck? They send it to their parents. They send it to their family back home in their villages. That's how that money comes around, right? So EPSA Nepal's work is really amazing. And once I found out about her organization, with my background in design and handicrafts, we came together and we said, let's form the Universal Weaving Facility. Let's get people with disabilities to make carpets. Can I get a raise of hands? How many people are familiar with the carpet industry in Nepal? Okay, it's a pretty good amount. It is a silent giant. Just last year, it was the largest export from Nepal in terms of GDP, right? And how many presentations on carpets do we have throughout this forum? I don't think any, right? So it is a huge source of income for people in Nepal. It is a source of foreign exchange that is critical for especially people that employs people who can learn numbers, who can read numbers, and very basic reading. And for people who work there, it is a reliable source of income. So we came together and we said, let's build the first universally accessible weaving facility in Nepal, right? Let's bring the livelihood earning potential of rug weaving to people with disabilities. It will be a giant source of income for EFSA Nepal. It will expand their range of operations. It will be the first universally designed and universally accessible weaving facility in all of Nepal. And again, going back to common sense, it's an immense marketing opportunity. My rug was made by people with disabilities in Nepal. How amazing is that? So we're very fortunate to have support from the German Republic. We have here an image of us with Ambassador Dr. Thomas Prince signing their MOU to support the first initial funding to create this building facility. We had other individuals as well. There's many people who supported Master Hua Gangxi, who was from a foundation who also generously supported, right? So the next thing I want to show, there's so many details, but I think I was told I have 6 minutes. So I will ask to play the video. Thank you. So we built it. We built a universal weaving facility. It's the first of its kind. It's wheelchair accessible. The lift was made in Nepal. We talk about Swadeshi movement. This was actually built by National Innovation Center, the organization of Mahabir Pun, based in, I think, Tribhuvan University. So it has a wheelchair lift built by Nepal. It's entirely wheelchair accessible. So next thing is now we have to sell these carpets. Obviously, you can't just produce. You have to get people to buy it. We're very proud to say that, again, the ambassador himself was the first to purchase, this carpet itself. He says every time he sees it, he's filled with happiness because of what it means, because of, the kind of impact that it has in this product. So you can go to this website as well, and you can purchase a carpet directly. It's still in the formative stage, so we don't have a lot of products, but you can still buy a carpet. So what stage are we at now? On the right side, we have Rameshji, who is hard of hearing or deaf, and is very proudly holding the carpet that he wove by himself. On the left side, I forgot the name, but this individual has been waiting for a year to come to work at this facility. Every week, we have lines of people who want to come and work, but it's a small space. It is not huge. But we believe that this kind of demand means that there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity to build bigger spaces. There's an opportunity to fund this. There's a real opportunity, a real common business sense to employ people who live in Nepal who don't have a lot of options, but they're talented, they're skilled, they have a lot of pride, they want to earn their own money. So, this comes at a very interesting time. Just a few days ago, if you've been watching the news, people with disabilities are protesting. Hundreds of them, last week actually, have been protesting for the right to earn their own livelihood. If you read what they're saying, this is just yesterday, I think, yesterday and the day before, they want to earn a livelihood. I have earned a degree, I have a master's, I have a bachelor's, I've been through school. Why is there no work for me? And what they're saying is, either give me work or give me a means of living. Give me some food, give me some money. Because how am I going to earn my own living? Right? This is so important because we're talking about harnessing resources, we're talking about harnessing water, harnessing wind, harnessing the sun. What about the people that live here, right? Harness them, get them work, because they want to do work. They're going to be the most loyal employees of any company. They're going to work harder than anyone you ever know because they want to earn their living. They want to be free. They want to be independent. They don't want to depend on people to give them money, right? So this is how the situation is. we come from a very positive place. We come from, you know, for me, the organization actually really impacted me because it's about dignity. It's about earning a living. It's not about charity. It's not about seeing someone and saying, oh, let's give them some money, you know, and they'll buy something. It's about, no, I want to make my own living. I want to build something. We want to develop collections. So if there's people here, there are companies here, you know people who are producing things. We know hotel chains. Get them a rug woven from Karuna, right? If you know really famous designers, get them to make a collection at Karuna. Right now we can weave about 60 to 70 square meters a month, but we want to expand it. We want to make it bigger. And we think there's potential for every district in Nepal to have this. So we're looking for people to develop collections at this facility. We're looking for marketing partners. If you can help market this product, which we are sure people will love. We actually have the Finnish ambassador who actually wanted to make a carpet because we met her yesterday, and she was so amazed by this product. And then we're looking for funding partners for exploration. I want to request our co-founder, Sangeeta Pantaji, to come and share some words because she really has a great vision for Nepal. Please.
Namaste and good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I'm so grateful and thankful for providing us the opportunity to show the handicraft in the stall. My name is Sangeeta Pant. I'm originally from Gorkha, and I have been working for many years for the women with disabilities and the people with disabilities. Through the employment and the accessibility, because in our country, Nepal, very hard situation for the people with disabilities. That was the reason I started this organization many years ago. My English is not. So very luckily, I met the co-founder with Gensar a few years ago, and we are working together. We are trying the best. I will speak Nepali. So, हाम्रो देश नेपालमा चाहिँ अघि छिटो त्यो देखाउनु भएको थियो एकदमै गाह्रो छ अपाङ्गता भएपछि जति धेरै एजुकेसन भए पनि स्किल भए पनि हामीले मौका चाहिँ कहिले पनि पाउन सक्दैनौं. Can you translate or no?
I feel like it's mostly people here understand, but I will share it anyways. In our country, Nepal, there's a lot of difficulty for people with disabilities. There's a huge lack of opportunities.
हाम्रो टपिक्स अरूहरुको भन्दा धेरै फरक छ. धेरै कुराहरु भन्न मन छ तर समय छैन.
So our topic is a little bit different from the rest of the presenters. We have a lot of things to say but very little time.
अघि मैले CNI को रेफरेन्स CI को सरहरुबाट के कुराहरु सुन्ने मौका पाएँ. त्यो कुराहरु सुन्दा अब इन्डस्ट्रियल कुराहरु पनि थियो. त्यस अर्थमा चाहिँ हामी जस्तो सानो अर्गनाइजेसनहरुलाई यो एउटा लाइभलीहुड विकास गर्नको लागि नेपालमा चाहिँ हाम्रो अवस्थालाई विकास मूल्याउनको लागि चाहिँ हामीलाई कन्ट्रिब्युसनहरु गर्दिनु भयो भने धेरै राम्रो हुन्थ्यो लगानीको लागि.
So in short, we would love to invite the former speakers from the different chambers confederations to invest in our work. You're doing great projects, a diverse range of projects all over Nepal. I would really request you to invest in our projects as well.
अनि यो काठमाडौँ शहरमा चाहिँ भोक छ, रोग छ, अनि शोक छ, धेरै कुराहरुको समस्या छ. अनि धेरै भन्दा धेरै अपाङ्गता भएको व्यक्तिहरु चाहिँ काठमाडौँ भन्दा बाहिरबाट मौका पाउनको लागि यहाँ आउनुहुन्छ. धेरै संघर्ष गर्नुपर्छ. त्यसको लागि हाम्रो यो प्रोजेक्टको सपना भनेको चाहिँ काठमाडौँमा नभएर काठमाडौँ भन्दा बाहिरको जिल्लाहरुमा गएर चाहिँ यो कामहरु एक्सपान्ड गर्ने, यसलाई रेप्लिकेट गर्ने चाहिँ हाम्रो इन्टेन्सन छ.
So there is a lot of difficulties in terms of finding livelihoods, in terms of just things associated with poverty in general and lack of healthcare. A lot of people come to our facility from outside of Kathmandu to look for work. So we actually want to replicate our work. We want to replicate this model in all the districts in Nepal. So we are really, we have a really larger vision to expand upon this.
सो यहाँ पाल्नुभएको सबैजनालाई मेरो ठाउँमा एकदमै वेलकम भन्न चाहन्छु यहाँहरूलाई इन्ट्रेस्ट छ आवश्यकता छ भने हाम्रो कार्पेटमा डिजाइनको काम दिनुहोस् छैन भने हाम्रो मान्छेहरूलाई आएर भिजिट गरेर अवसर र प्रेरणा दिनुहोस् थ्याङ्क यू सो मच
So we would love to welcome all of you to visit the weaving facility. It is really amazing. If you can, please produce carpets with us. Make a collection with us. If you can't, simply come and say hello to the members who are working there.
EU नेपाल बिजनेस फोरमको यस्तो प्रोजेक्ट यस्तो इभेन्टहरूमा चाहिँ हामीलाई आउने दिनमा पनि फेरि मौका दिनुहुन्छ होला भन्ने आशा छ फेरि पनि थ्याङ्क यू सो मच भन्न चाहन्छु
Again, thank you so much to EU Nepal Forum, to the Federation of Handicrafts Association of Nepal for this opportunity, and we hope we can come and speak again next time. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank, on behalf of all of our team here, thank you so much for this opportunity. We really hope that in all these projects you will consider and implement universal access. It is a very common business sense. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karuna Weaving Facility, for that very touching presentation. And I'd like to thank all of the presenters on stage for representing your organization so beautifully. Let's have a round of applause for all of them. Thank you. Now we're going to prepare for the closing ceremony, which is going to start within the next 5 minutes. Please be seated in the hall. And after the closing ceremony, we have an important announcement for everyone. Thank you. stand here in the land of Lord Buddha today, I'm reminded of the law of impermanence, which says that the good thing about bad things is that they come to an end. And the bad thing about good things is that they too come to an end. And just like that, we've come to the end of this second EU-Nepal Business Forum. What a journey it's been. Lots of conversations, lots of new connections. And to reflect on it, I'd like to invite the following people on stage. Ms. Thuraya Triki, Mr. Sri Krishna Nepal, Mr. Dinesh Kumar Ghimire, and Ms. Seva Lamsal. And I'd also like to request Mr. Karan Vaidya on stage, please. The first speaker I'd like to invite to present his remarks at this closing ceremony is Mr. Sri Krishna Nepal, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Finance. Sir. Yes, sir. Let's have a round of applause as we welcome him on stage.
So thank you very much for giving me floor. In the, I think we have the Excellency from European Union, honorable guests, respected secretaries, distinguished delegates, participants, colleagues and friends, good afternoon. I am truly honored. It's my privilege to extend warm welcome to each of you at this EU-Nepal Business Forum 2024. This gathering stands as a testament to the growing partnership and shared aspirations between Nepal and the European Union. Government of Nepal and European Union have a close and long-standing development partnership of almost 5 decades since 1973, after the establishment of political and economic relations with EU along with development cooperation. Events like EU-Nepal Business Forum are very significant and important, especially because Nepal needs investment, more private investments. As we are celebrating 50 years of Nepal-EU diplomatic relations, this forum serves as a crucial platform for attracting European investment to Nepal and looking at the opportunities like we have, the comparative advantage of our economic relations, business to business relations. I understand that the business forum brought together over 300 participants, including 50 panelists who discussed different sectors, including renewable energy, information and communication technologies, high-value tourism, and agriculture, including others. Nepal, with its rich cultural heritage and untapped economic potential, offers a promising landscape for investment and trade. Likewise, the European Union, with its robust economy and innovative industries, brings experience, expertise, resources that can propel Nepal's growth trajectory forward. We are here to explore opportunity to forge deeper economic ties and avenues for collaboration that will benefit both of our countries and region. The participation of over 50 countries at the recent Nepal Investment Summit shows the increasing interest of investors in opportunities that Nepal provides across almost all sectors. This brings together investors from Europe, and we welcome them all. The government has been undertaking several reforms to encourage private business around the world to invest in Nepal and build people-to-people relations in addition to expanding relations through diplomatic channels. The government has already amended 8 laws, and it is open for more reforms. We know the concerns raised by investors, prospective business communities who wanted to come to Nepal for business. And then government is realizing and honestly hearing them so that we can resolve and address those during the course of time, as we have been working on that. We love to hear We even encourage investors to provide us constructive suggestions and feedback to build more investment-friendly environment that is the best. And then Nepal could be considered as one of the best and attractive investment destination in South Asia. Yesterday, our Right Honorable Prime Minister also underlined about Nepal's readiness to engage with international partners in business relations and about Nepal's preparedness to graduate from the least developed country status in 2026. We expect the expanded, deeper, and diversified trade after graduation. And for that, we need more investment from the private sector and technical and capacity development support from international development partners. That is why this type of focused conclaves are really, really important to figure out the issues that we really need to work together. The renewable energy, sustainable agriculture practices, ICT, tourism, agribusiness, among others, are the areas of comparative advantage in Nepal. Because these are the sectors we have been offering together with energy and other several infrastructure projects having business potential. So that is what the fundamentals of our growth trajectory, the potential, the drivers, enablers of our economic growth. In conclusion, let's seize the opportunities before us with optimism and determination. Together, we can chart and course towards a more prosperous and interconnected future for Nepal and the European Union. I look forward to fruitful discussion and tangible outcomes in the coming days as well. This would not be the final event, like we would be continuing to engage and hearing each other, and then so that we can demonstrate better results through the several investment, business opportunities, enterprises, many operations, investment decisions in Nepal. So with this, let me stop and thank you everyone for here, and thanks for inviting me. And my apologies, like our secretary and honorable minister could not attend here due to the pressing time of new budget preparation. Thank you very much for this understanding.
Thank you, sir, for those words of encouragement and also for expressing your interest in collaborations possibly. I would now like to request Ms. Thuraya Tricky, Global Director, European Investment Bank, for her comments. Ma'am.
Thank you very much. Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Deputy Director General for International Partnership of the European Commission, Ambassador of European Union to Nepal, Ambassadors, European Union Member States Ambassadors, Presidents of the European Economic Chamber in Nepal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It has been my pleasure to fly all the way from Luxembourg to spend the past 2 days with you at this EU-Nepal Business Forum. We have now reached the end of this forum, and it's my pleasure to deliver a few concluding remarks. First and foremost, I would like to commend the organizers and the different partners who contributed to the organization and the planning of this forum. I would like also to thank all the speakers for making it all the way from different destinations and for sharing with us their very insightful recommendations and messages. The forum was an excellent opportunity to celebrate the long-standing relationship dating back to 50 years between the European Union and Nepal, but also an opportunity and a forum to broker new business relationship and also have a candid and constructive conversation about how the European Union and Nepalese can do better and more together. We had very good conversations, so it's definitely not my intention to summarize everything that has been said. But I would like to share with you 3 messages that I will take away with me back to Luxembourg and throughout my career at the European Investment Bank. First, Nepal stands as a testament to cultural richness, resilience, and untapped resources. Its strategic location, abundant natural resources, and vibrant entrepreneurship spirit offer an heirs and the wealth of opportunities that needs nothing more than to be seized. Second, the European Union, with its commitment to fostering inclusive growth, technological innovation, and sustainable practices, stands as an invaluable partner to bolster Nepal's socio-economic development efforts. As I said earlier, this year marks the 50th anniversary of this long-term relationship and friendship between Nepal and the European Union. My institution, the European Investment Bank, which is the European Union's bank, proudly joins these celebrations. Third, the success of this forum will not be measured in fond memories or good speeches, but the partnerships and the real investment and trade opportunities that it can help foster down the line. I hope that the different private sector partners who have flown from different destinations found it useful and managed to broker new relationships that would pave the way for more investment and job creation in the country. I also hope that the government representatives who share with us their efforts for reforms to enable to create a more conducive business environment will sustain these efforts and took note also of the new messages and the player that the private sector representatives shared with them. These are needed to fully realize Nepal's economic potential and bring prosperity and well-being to all Nepalis. The European Investment Bank, which is my employer, is a proud partner of Nepal. And it's also a proud partner of the Team Europe. We are committed as one European team to support both public and private sector efforts to deliver on the Global Gateway strategy and also other important interests that are common to both the European Union and to the government of Nepal. I would like to conclude with a Nepalese proverb that was shared last night with me by actually someone from the audience. Every dream is achievable if we do what we have to do with all our passion and good intentions. But it takes time for a flower to blossom. What I have heard over the past 2 days from the government, through meetings, from panelists, from private sector, from young Nepalis, leaves me with a very strong sentiment that Nepal will blossom thanks to our collective efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those insightful words and that very, very motivating thing at the end that you said. That was wonderful. I would now like to request Mr. Dinesh Kumar Ghimire, Secretary, Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supplies, for his comments. So.
Her Excellency Ms. Miriam Farran, Deputy Director General, International Partnership, European Commission. Her Excellency Veronica Lorenzo, Ambassador of EU to Nepal. Her Excellency Toria Triki, Global Director, European Investment Bank. Respected Secretary, Excellencies, Ambassadors from different European states, esteemed delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to extend a heartfelt appreciation to all of you present here at the second EU-Nepal Business Forum 2024. This forum coincides with the historic occasion, the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Nepal and the European Union. The theme, celebrating 50 years of diplomatic relations, growing stronger together, perfectly sums up the strong partnership and shared commitment we hold towards promoting robust trade and investment ties between our nations. This forum serves as a tribute to the long-standing bond we have cultivated together since time immemorial. I believe that the discussion today, in the mixture of panels and keynote sessions, have been productive and has led to an even stronger and more prosperous future in cooperation for Nepal and the European Union. Nepali and European business together can build a further strengthen trade and investment ties while facilitating joint investment and projects that can support Nepal's vision to be prosperous, supported by private sector, led sustainable economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have gathered today here, I would like to appreciate and acknowledge the substantial role of the European Union in supporting Nepal's development endeavors. The EU's ongoing provision of GSP facilities for Nepalese export remains important to sustaining our economic advancement. Additionally, the EU's invaluable assistance in trade capacity building and value chain development has made significant contribution to Nepal's economic growth. I express sincere confidence that this support will continue, enabling us to further harness our export potential and strengthen bilateral trade relations. We firmly believe that private sector-led economic growth is imperative for Nepal's sustainable development, fostering innovation, job creation, and prosperity. Strengthening business-to-business relations between the EU and Nepal fosters collaboration, facilitates knowledge exchange, and unlocks opportunities for mutual growth with a dynamic economy. Furthermore, Nepal presents promising prospects for foreign direct investment across various sectors. The government is persistent in its commitment to implementing investment-friendly policies. The recently concluded investment summit has laid a solid foundation for closer collaboration with the private sector and development partners, nurturing an environment conducive to investment and economic prosperity. As Nepal progresses towards graduation from its least developed country status in 2026, it is imperative that we utilize platforms such as these to propel our development endeavors forward. Through collaboration, innovation, and inclusive growth strategies, we can overcome challenges and realize our collective vision for prosperity and sustainable well-being of all of us. On a final note, I extend my sincere gratitude to the European Union, our esteemed partners, and all participants for their support and commitment to advancing EU-Nepal relations. Let us take this opportunity to forge new partnerships, explore untapped potential, and strive towards a more prosperous future for our nations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. We've heard a lot of amazing conversations on stage. We've heard from all of these wonderful speakers. We've heard a lot of panelists, moderators, and special speakers. But now, it's the time to hear from you, our audience members, people who've been here with us over the last 2 days. We really want to hear from you because we want this to be an inclusive, collaborative platform where everyone can express themselves. And so, for that purpose, we have a small 5-minute survey. We're going to do this through Mentimeter, and by now I'm confident that some of you are champions at Mentimeters. So, if everyone could please go to their phones, go to menti.com. I promise this is going to be fun. Let's go to menti.com on our phones. And the code that you want to enter is 4304-8741. I repeat, please go to menti.com. And the code that you want to enter is 4304-8741. Friends on the stage, you could go in for this as well. (4304-8741). Okay? And the first question that's going to appear on your screen is, we had 10 sessions on a wide variety of areas. Which one was your favorite? And all the sessions are mentioned there. Which was your favorite session? I'm going to keep this Menti survey on for the next 30 seconds. Please vote. We have quite a winner there. Can we shut the Menti for now? It's wonderful to see that so many people are interested in the conversation around startups, youth, and women. Okay, before we go on to the next question, I'd actually like to call our final speaker for her invaluable comments on this session, and then we'll go on with the Mentimeter. Is that okay? Yes? Our final speaker for today is Ms. Seva Lamsal. She's Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Can we welcome her with a warm round of applause, please?
Thank you very much. Her Excellency Veronique Lorenzo, Ambassador of the Delegation of the European Union to Nepal, Deputy Director General for International Partnerships of the European Commission, Her Excellency Ms. Mariam Perrin, Excellency Ambassador of the EU and representative from European countries, distinguished guests on the podium, on the dais, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste and good afternoon to you all. It is my immense pleasure and privilege to be a part of this important event organized by the delegation of the European Union to Nepal in partnership with European Economic Chamber Nepal on the landmark occasion of the 50th anniversary of Nepal-EU relations. As we celebrate the 50 years of Nepal-EU diplomatic ties, I would like to reflect on the close and cordial Nepal-EU relations, which are marked by friendship, mutual trust, understanding, and cooperation. I begin by congratulating the people and governments of the EU member states as well as Nepal on this important occasion. I also take this opportunity to thank the EU delegation to Nepal for organizing such an important and thoughtful program amidst distinguished personalities, experts, and entrepreneurs from Nepal and abroad. My special thanks goes to the Deputy Director General for International Partnerships of the European Commission and, of course, Global Director for European Investment Bank for their participation and their encouragement. And I would also like to acknowledge all the non-residential EU ambassadors I have seen yesterday. Maybe they are busy in other engagement. And leaders and companies for joining this milestone occasion. I'm confident that our joint efforts will take this relationship to another level. Yesterday, we heard the address of the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal. He demonstrated, the presence of Right Honorable Prime Minister demonstrates the testimony of the government's priority to its relationship with the EU. In his address, the Right Honorable Prime Minister delivered the key messages as well as reiterated the government's commitment to create investment-friendly environment in Nepal and also strong solidarity with EU. I'm delighted to know that during these last 2 days, substantive discussions were held on the possibilities and opportunities of doing business in Nepal. The distinguished panelists and participants of the event have contributed their invaluable thoughts and suggestions to improve the business, trade, and investment environment in Nepal. The discussion of this forum has contributed greatly to understanding our strengths and weaknesses and find out the bottlenecks and opportunities as well as identify potential areas for future engagements. I'm confident that both government and private sectors will consider the findings of the discussions and translate them in their actions accordingly. Dear participants, as we well know, Nepal has prioritized economic development above everything else, considering the present socio-economic situation of the country. The government strongly believes that economic delivery can only consolidate the political gains achieved in the past. This spirit was also reflected in the address of the Right Honorable President of Nepal at the joint session of the Parliament a few days back. Last month, we successfully organized the third investment summit with encouraging participation of investors from over 50 countries. Significant numbers of private entrepreneurs and domestic investors from Nepal also took part. The summit succeeded in showcasing potential projects and providing an overview of the investment climate in the country. Prior to the summit, the government amended various laws to facilitate foreign direct investment. The amended provisions of the law will facilitate in business, entrepreneurship, and the inflow of foreign direct investment. However, we are mindful that these reform initiatives may not be enough. We still face challenges in streamlining SOPs and many other issues which demand attention of multiple stakeholders. We are optimistic of our growth potential. Several international companies have been considering investing in Nepal. We received investment commitments from many reputed companies and are encouraged by the recent development in our service sector, including the IT sector, which is one of the emerging sectors in the country. As you know, Nepal is effortful to graduate from the LDC category by 2026. The government has prepared a graduation strategy recently. In this regard, the government looks forward for the goodwill and cooperation of our friends like the EU, which will be instrumental in overcoming development challenges and realizing development goals, including through the facility of GSP Plus in the EU countries. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has prioritized economic diplomacy through our diplomatic network abroad. Recently announced policies and programs of the government has also underscored the importance of economic diplomacy for economic transformation of the country. Our diplomatic missions will realize their full potentials to this end. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is trying to make our missions more responsive, resourceful, and result-oriented, as well as establish a link between the foreign investors and domestic stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, today's program has given us a clear message of how eager the EU and other development partners are to see Nepal grow and prosper. The EU has been a trusted development partner of Nepal for decades. The development assistances from the EU have helped us build a solid foundation for socio-economic development. The positive and accommodative approach of EU countries to Nepali products has helped our people to reach European market. This program is yet another friendly gesture from the EU countries to Nepal. I extend my sincere appreciation for the EU delegation for this important initiative. And I would also like to acknowledge the Chamber of Commerce. I have seen Mr. Bajaj here. I would like to acknowledge your presence, your valuable presence. I would like to express my special thanks to the European company representatives who have come from India and elsewhere to take part in this forum. I also appreciate the role of the Nepali private sector to make this event successful. Finally, let me assure you all that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Nepali diplomatic missions abroad are always ready to extend helping hands to you all in this regard. I believe that the outcome documents and conclusion of this forum will be a good reference to the government, private sector, and potential investors as well. I thank all the distinguished participants, panelists, and moderators for their contributions. In the end, I once again thank the delegation of European Union and the forum for organizing this event. Long live Nepal-EU friendship. I thank you all.
Long live Nepal-EU friendship. Truly wonderful words to end that speech with. And before we go on to the vote of thanks, I'd like to direct your attention again to the screen where we have the Mentimeter. Please go back to menti.com, use the same code 4304-8741, and this time you'll see a different question, and the question is, the next question, please. What did you get out of this business forum? What did you get out of this? Did you get inspired? Were you able to network? Did you get some insights, new ideas? Or, if you're a Nepali, maybe, did you just get a lot of hope? What did you get out of this business forum? Network, inspiration, insights, ideas, or hope? So we're fighting between network and insights, aren't we? I'm going to keep this Menti on for the next 30 seconds, post which we'll close. We're going to shut this Menti down. We may not have ended with a lot of hope, but certainly a great network, which might make up for it. May I have the next question on screen, please? What would be an ideal follow-up to this forum? And this is where you can write in your answers. So type in your answers, but my suggestion would be, please try and type in a 1 or a 2-word answer, because it's going to compute better on this particular platform. So type in an answer that you think is appropriate. What would be an ideal follow-up to this forum? Coffee break. We do have a coffee break. I like how creative you're getting with this. I'm wondering when we'll start talking about Tamil. There's wine. And we do need to remember that the words that are bigger have more votes. So we're tending towards drinks right now. It's getting bigger. No competition yet. 30 seconds and I'm going to have to shut this question. Okay, I think on that note, I'm going to have to close this particular question. Drinks was top choice by our audience members. We're clearly getting the hint. And then, of course, was B2B and follow-up. Thank you for the wonderful ideas. I'm going to now take us to the next question. And the next question is? The next question. Is that it? Is that all the questions we have? Okay. On that note, thank you so much, everybody. Drinks was a great way to end this for sure. I'd now like to request Karan Vaidya, the Vice President of EEC Nepal, to come here to present his vote of thanks. May I have a round of applause for Mr. Vaidya, please?
I think because drinks was the top choice, I'm going to keep it short. But, you know, it is said that no duty is more important and urgent than giving gratitude, especially for a forum that was as successful as this one. So, very good evening to the Secretary of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Secretary of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce and Supplies, Global Director of the European Investment Bank, all Your Excellencies, dignitaries, and all participants. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for gracing this event with your presence. Your participation has truly made this a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal for initiating this forum with much optimism and strength. I would like to thank all the honorable ministers, respected secretaries of ministries for giving their valuable time and gracing us with their in-depth knowledge. I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to Ms. Miriam Ferran, Deputy Director General, International Partnerships of the European Commission. Your Excellency ambassadors, especially non-resident ambassadors who have come to Nepal, all the embassy representatives, for coming here to Nepal and solidifying the forum with your presence. We sincerely hope you can spread the knowledge that you have gained here and ignite the investment potential of Nepal. A special note of gratitude to Her Excellency Veronique Lorenzo, Ambassador of EU Delegation to Nepal. It was her leadership and stewardship towards the organizing committee that was the guiding light to this forum. I'd also like to thank all the distinguished speakers, panelists, who have shared their invaluable insights and expertise with us. Your knowledge was extremely valuable and have enriched us and our discussions and shed light on the immense potential for collaboration between Europe and Nepal. And I'd also like to express our sincere gratitude to the partners whose support has been instrumental in making this event, and especially the business fair outside, a grand success. And a special thank you to all the delegates, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders and participants who have joined us here. Last but not the least, of course, I would like to express gratitude to the organizing committee. They were the backbone of this forum, and I know that they have struggled day and night to make this a success. All the representatives from the EU delegation, GIZ, the European Economic Chambers of Nepal. Without their tireless efforts and behind-the-scenes work, we wouldn't have had a smooth execution of this successful forum. Thank you for your dedication and hard work. It has not gone unnoticed, and we are deeply grateful for your commitment to excellence. And finally, Our sincere appreciation to the Solti Hotel for their impeccable venue and immaculate hospitality. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
Thank you, Karan. I'd now like to request Ms. Miriam Ferran, Deputy Director General of the European Commission, to please come up on stage and hand the token of love to all our wonderful speakers. May I request all of our distinguished guests to please come forward for a group photograph. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I have a couple of announcements to make before I disembark from this stage. Firstly, we have a business fair outside. We truly appreciate if you went outside and you took a look at it. It's got some amazing, amazing stalls, and it would be very good to go and encourage all our business partners there. We'd also like you to stay back for a short high tea and networking session outside. On that note, I'm confident that while the forum apparently seems to be over, the conversations have just started. This forum will have an intangible yet profound impact on the development skyline of Nepal. And like I said yesterday, I'm personally excited about the possibilities, potential, and promise that tomorrow brings. And I can't wait to see you all at the 3rd, the 4th, the 10th, and possibly the 50th EU-Nepal Business Forum in a country that looks very different from what it is today. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. I would like to request the entire GIC